So I have like tons of sunscreen here. I want to show you everything. Okay, I'm gonna do like a super quick thing, show you everything I got from Supergoop, Shiseido, etc. And then a couple good price points. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Rosanna, and today I want to share with you all my favorite sunscreens and some of my not so favorite sunscreens. We have a variety of brands that I want to share. We have a total of 12 sunscreens, so let's get started. I have two from Shiseido that I want to share with you. This one is the Ultra Sun Protection Lotion for face and body. So we're mostly only doing face, actually we're only doing face sunscreen. And then this one is the Urban Environment Oil-Free UV Protection for face as well. That's water resistant. So I'm going to try all of these, all of the sunscreens. I'll do a quick like 20-second review on all of these, and then I will let you know at the end which ones are my particular favorites. I've used all of these already, so I love the shape of these bottles, to be honest. So this is I just said it. I find the consistency of these super liquidy, so that's how it first goes on. They're all invisible. Actually, I didn't even notice this, but this blue one has like a nude skin tone-ish color to it. So they're both really liquidy. You can tell by the consistency. This one's super liquidy, and so is this one. I do notice after using these, this one, it almost has a white cast. And I mean, if you like it or not, but if you do want to seem like you have like a brighter or whiter skin, this one is good. This one dries sheer, but you can tell this one, which is this white one, it dries slightly whiter. So it actually made my skin look a little bit whiter. This one does dry down too, but it's more of a nude. This one feels a little bit more oily, and this one is very matte and it's almost brightening. So for a lot of like Asian skin tones, I personally, I do like it, but there's a time and place for everything. Another one that's great is the Supergoop. I got both of these. I know they're really popular right now. This one's the Glow Screen, and I also have the Unseen sunscreen. This one I noticed, it's super shiny. So let me try it on my other hand. So I didn't realize this the first time I used it, but the Glow sunscreen, if I use it on my entire face, I look a little crazy because it's like super bright. It's like putting a highlighter on your entire face. And you don't want that. So I've learned as I've been using the Glow sunscreen, is to only apply it actually at my like cheekbones and maybe part of my forehead or my nose, wherever I want to highlight when I usually use my highlighter. And for the rest of my face, I use a different sunscreen that's not the Glow one. So this is the Glow. It's a nice like consistency too. It's light, it's not too heavy. And can you see there's a little glow? Yeah, you can see it's super shiny here, right? It's a lot shinier than I thought. And the Unseen sunscreen, it's dry, it's invisible, but I find it has a little bit more of an oil texture to it. So those ones are like some of those favorites that people might use. This is a new one that I picked up. I know this one's super popular. I saw it advertising on Vogue and Beauty and everything. It's La Roche Posay. I got the tinted version, and there is a tinted and a non-tinted, but I didn't get both of them. I love how the bottle looks. It's actually super cute. And these are both two more of like a higher end drugstore brand. I think this one's like $37 and this one 20 something maybe. This one I'm actually using today on my face. So actually this one's, I only picked it up yesterday. So this is the first time I'm using this. So it's a really light, again, consistency. I prefer that for most of my sunscreens. I mean, all my face sunscreens, I like light sunscreens. I do find it's a little bit darker. So you can almost see like, this is that whiter Shiseido one, and look at this one. This one's tinted and it darkens my skin tone. Like my skin tone's a little bit too light for this. So maybe in the summer, this is perfect. I'm wearing it all over my face right now, and I did notice, like, I still wear masks where I am, and when I wore my mask, even after a few hours after I applied it, it still got all over. So that's something you need to watch out for this. If you're wearing like a face covering or whatever, or even if you're touching your face, it's going to come off, and it's a little bit darker depending what kind of skin tone you have. I guess if you have a medium skin tone, this is perfect. But if you have something if you're a super light skin tone, might not work, and if you have a dark skin tone, might not work. So I think it just works well with like most medium types. It's okay for me, and I guess if it's like summertime, but in the winter I think it'll be a little bit too light for me. This one is something I really like too. It's the Avene in SPF 50, and it comes out this like push bottle. This one's, I think, is a little bit thicker. I can't remember. Yeah, this one's like a little bit more of a cream, a little bit of a lotion. I also haven't used it in a couple of weeks, but I don't remember it giving a white cast. Yeah, it dries down, it rubs down to be invisible, but it is a lot thicker. This one is a lot thicker, and I do remember using it a few times, and I broke out a little bit from this. So that's why I was kind of switching. I usually use really light sunscreens because I don't tend to break out with the light ones. I'll show you the one coming up. It's my daily right now, but this one, it feels very protective because it's very like thick. This one's the thickest one that I've shown so far, but it's actually a little too heavy for my skin tone, and I have an oily skin complexion, so it's not something I necessarily want to use. Next one coming up is this Avene SPF 50. Again, I think it's for the face. I try to buy only face lotion, and I use it for everything. And I've used this before. Again, ooh, this one's nice. This one's like a light consistency again. This one is a little bit heavier than the Shiseido ones. I would say it's like medium weight. It smells nice. This one smells nice. It kind of reminds me of like the Avene lotion that I do use. And then I have 5 left, but I'm going to show you them all kind of quickly here. These are what we have left, and these ones are more now drugstore brands. But I'm going to show you my favorite one first, which is this one on the back here. So this one has been the one I've been using daily. I really just got this like a month or 2 ago, and I've already rubbed off that packaging. So I guess the printing on the packaging isn't very good, but it feels amazing. So actually this one, the consistency is very close to this guy here, but this one's like 50 bucks and this one's like $13 from like, you can get from Walmart, CVS or whatever. But you can see it's very like liquidy. And I personally really like this light liquid consistency because I already wear so much stuff on my face, like serum, lotion, and then I put makeup on top. So when it's like a really thick sunscreen, I just feel like I can't breathe. So I love this one. I would say out of all of them right now, this is my #1 favorite. This is probably #2, but sometimes I don't want to have that white cast. I almost look like a ghost sometimes if I don't do my makeup properly. And also it's so expensive. It's like $50. And this one's a super good price point, and it's invisible. So this one you can't, I mean, now I have like 10 sunscreens on my hand, but this one's really, really good. This one is actually pretty decent as well. I really liked a previous Neutrogena sunscreen that they had that came in a very similar bottle to this, but I've been looking for the last couple months and I can't see it. So maybe they discontinued it. So this one was like the closest one I could find. And it's a little bit thicker, a tiny bit, it's actually pretty light too, but a tiny bit thicker than the umbrella one that we just tried. So this one's slightly thicker, but it also has like a really light consistency. So that's what I love, the light consistency. And none of these two have made me break out. So I think in terms of drugstore brand, these two ones are my current favorite. They're like, depending on if they're on sale or not, 13 to 20 bucks, and really, really light consistency. They don't make me break out. I have super sensitive skin. So that's amazing. And then we have our last two, which honestly they suck, so you can just skip it now if you want to. Oh, actually I have one more. this one too. I originally got these kind of sunscreens, like these block ones, because it'll be good for traveling. Oh, I don't think I've used this much. And it'll be like good packing, and if I could just pop it in my purse, and if I want to reapply, which is pretty rare to be honest, I can just use like a stick, so I don't have to put my dirty hands on my face, and I could just literally rub this on my face if I wanted to. It has a really like oily, you can't see it, but it's very oily. It's super oily, and it's just a little bit too oily and thick. So I still use this. It says face and body, but I normally would just take this more for my body. I think I might take it on my next trip because it's good. It's not considered a liquid, which is amazing. So this one's my favorite in terms of the block sunscreen. But I wouldn't say I would use it on my face at all. This one's the copper tone one, and it's also a block, ouch, sunscreen. And same thing, maybe all the block sunscreens, it's like a glue stick. They need to be really oily because it feels super oily on my hands. This one and the Neutrogena one, honestly, they feel very similar. I wouldn't say they're much different. And then this is just the last one I have just as a filler. I found it in the back. I actually got this as a sample. So it's the Goddess Garden Organic, but it sucks. I just tried to use it this morning. It's the first time. It just came out. The consistency inside, I haven't touched this for like a year, and it's kind of what is that word? Like the liquid and the solid separated. So this is literally the worst one. It doesn't even go together. It doesn't even rub in my skin. I have to like rub it for ages. So this one is the worst. Okay, so the verdict is, I think this Shiseido one, but it smells really bad. Oh yeah, that Goddess Garden, just pretend I didn't say anything. That one's so bad, and it's very sticky. Disgusting, to be honest. This one is probably one of my favorite sunscreens out of all of them. Okay, let me just hold up all my favorites. To be honest, I don't like the Supergoop one. I bought that one because it's super popular on social media right now. That's why I bought the Supergoop one, but I wouldn't even put it as a top favorite. I think the Unseen sunscreen is a little bit too thick for my opinion, and it kind of dries shiny, which I don't really like. And then the Glow sunscreen is so glowy. It's just too glowy. It's good if you would just want to highlight like specific points, but at that point, I just use a highlighter because then I can like mattify on my lotion. So I wouldn't recommend it at all, actually, to be honest. I'm kind of surprised. My favorites are this one for the best price point. I got this one $13 on sale. So this one's the best. I actually bought just a second one as a refill, and I'm gonna use that on parts of my body too. But it's definitely gonna work really well for like face, neck, collarbone, all of that. And I don't feel like it's a waste of money when I'm using a $13 sunscreen to like put all over my neck, collarbone area. Whereas if I was using a super expensive one, I'd be like, okay, face only. This one is showing, it's kind of promising. I want to buy the clear version of this. The tinted one's a little bit too dark for my skin tone, but so far I love how it feels. It's really quite nice, and I love the packaging. I'm a sucker. I know it's just a weird shape, but I love the weird shape. And then I would say this one's my favorite if I'm trying to go for that like Asian girl super white look, which isn't very often, but this one would be a really nice fancy one in the winter. And then this one is a pretty good one for like a everyday too. So I would say this one for like cheapest version, and like this one, it dries, these both dry invisible. So these two are the best, and they don't give me a white cast, and I don't break out from them. There's a couple in there that I do break out. So these two, and then these two as like backups, are my favorites. So I hope you enjoyed listening to some of these and you got some suggestions or ideas on what sunscreen to buy. I know there's tons of brands out there, so I'm a sunscreen hoe. So I will buy actually every sunscreen I can get my hands on, as long as they're kind of like liquidy and light for my skin. So I hope you enjoy, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.